Hi, my name is Robert Bolman. I've been shopping at the Habitat for Humanity ReStore for more years than I can remember. I think I discovered it soon after it opened there. I'm a builder and I do a lot of building that is intended to be environmentally better building. I've used a lot of recycled materials over the years. And lately, because my wife liberated me from, or allowed me to retire, I'm doing a lot of artwork now that I hadn't done for a long time, and so I have some art objects here we could look at. And then I've been doing, speaking of the ReStore, I've been doing a lot of things using threaded fasteners, screws and bolts and things. And so here are a couple here. One here is called an imperfect square made out of exactly 100 screws, and they're oriented with the slots in such a way that it creates kind of an optical illusion. And then this one here is called industriomorphic striations. You know that geomorphic striations would be the veins that appear in rocks. You might have seen them like in granite or marble, but this is industriomorphic striations. I've thought a lot about the idea of sustainability, and so the whole idea of industriomorphic striations was that, you know, we will ultimately be creating archaeological ruins, you know, in the geological record, you know. And then another one that's on that same theme is this one right here. It's called the Big Clang, which is clearly a play on the words the Big Bang. And you know, it was the Big Bang formed when, you know, the universe, like let there be light, the universe popped into existence. The Big Clang formed when human beings discovered fossil fuel energy. And so this piece here with all these screws sticking out all over is meant to mimic the diversity of the Big Bang as it first formed, but then it's a reflection of industrial civilization bursting forth from seemingly nowhere. So I live in West Eugene, right in an urban sort of environment, and it's where we have the Maitreya Eco Village, which is the kind of creative hippie community that I have been building for about 30 years, 29 years. And because it's right in Eugene, we have thefts at night. So I've decided, after years of procrastinating or regretting the decision, I've decided to make a gates along our Broadway driveways and sort of try to reduce the porosity of the place. So because I like steel, and steel itself is pretty energy intensive to produce, but if you use recycled steel, you can do it with a fairly clean conscience. So I buy and look for recycled steel everywhere I go. As an artist, I'm wanting to, well, this gate is not something that I view as fine art, but it's an exercise in creativity and playfulness and whimsy and recycling. So there are a lot of tools and other like gears and things in it. And what I like to do is play with transition. Like I start with a small little tool and then a bigger one and bigger one and bigger one, and so it's kind of like bubbles rising from the bottom of a pond. And so I have this gate is going to be 7 feet wide by 6 feet tall, and there's a whole collection of sheet metal shears that go from little tiny ones up to great big ones, and there's a whole collection of wrenches. I got this one at the Habitat store. You'll recognize that green price tag, of course, and it's like a really big one, but because it's metric, I'm never going to use it for anything because I'm an American, by golly. So anyway, it starts off with a little tiny wrench and goes to bigger wrenches, and then this humongous King Kong wrench will be up at the top. And then also from the Habitat store are other wrenches. I'm going to do a whole sequence of hooks that are welded together or maybe hooked together and somehow. And then I've got a whole bunch of pliers that I got at the Habitat store, so I'll be doing, you know, welding these pliers creatively, and then ultimately this great big gear I got at another place that recycles industrial equipment, and it'll be a kind of a focal point. And then there are other things from the Habitat store. I love these things. They're these I've got all these things that this is for the top of a wrought iron gate, but then these are the things they make for the ends of curtain rods, and they're just fabulous. And these are like steel, so I can weld on them. It's just ideal. Look at that thing. It's just so creative and whimsical. And so I'll be doing some creative stuff using these. And then I was telling you about the circles that I get from Coyote Steel, that they're literally cut-offs. Oh, and then I did another project where I had all these hearts that were cut out of steel, so I can weld these. And then I found I think I got this at the Habitat store. It was a little candelabra with things sticking up out of it, but then this I got at Coyote Steel, just a piece of scrap. Again, while steel is very energy intensive to produce, if you use recycled steel, it's okay. And then also, even if it is energy intensive to produce, once something is made out of steel, it'll last a long time. And a big plank in my sustainability platform is longevity, and building things that are made to last. So I really am a big fan of building things to last.
So, Robert.
Yes, Annie?
Do you save money at the ReStore?
Oh, I save a lot of money because the stuff is not just really inexpensive sometimes, but it's also organized and tidy, and it makes sense, and the people who work there are great. I just love the ReStore. Going there once or twice a week is the high point of my week. I just love that place. Yeah,
Thanks, Rob. Big socially distanced
Yeah, COVID hug.
COVID hug.
Ta-da!